Hi, I'm Ali Patterson. On this episode of Fintech Finance, we're looking at loyalty solutions for customers. For this, we head to Unicredit about their approach to customer loyalty. We also head to Belgium to speak with Worldline about a loyalty program that they've introduced. While in Belgium, we met with Christian from SmartEngine, who has developed a unique way to instill customer loyalty. So we went to speak with him further about what bank customers are demanding today. I'm here in Vienna to speak to Christian from SmartEngine about their customer loyalty systems.
Bank customers are not comparing customer service, the bank service, the app, the banking app with another bank. Specifically younger customers, they're comparing the bank digital presence with other services, digital services they're receiving from social media, from merchants they're shopping at, from other services they're using. In that regard, banks need to be very agile in order to adapt to these very dramatically and quickly changing customer needs. Bank ID is typically not very agile. They're typically used to serve standard banking products. Bank organizations are not very dynamic by definition. For banks looking at smaller companies like ours who provide a value-add service, who are agile, flexible, who are able to really be at the pulse of the market and partner with these companies is key in order to sustain in the future.
With so many on the market, I was curious to see how a loyalty system in action works. So I've come to Brussels to speak with Worldline about their loyalty systems.
The name is, in Belgium, it's Spar and Pluk, so pick and save. If we translate it like this. It's a national scheme, and it's supported by all Belgian banks, or the vast majority of them, very big merchants, and more than 500,000 cardholders for the moment, but it's increasing every day, in fact. And it's a system by which the consumers can generate points every time they do a purchase in the network, in a merchant with the network, and they can reuse those points which are valid as discounts. They can redeem it when they do a purchase in the network as well. And the new stuff is that it's now also digitalized, so it's working omni-channel, so in the physical store, in the e-commerce shop, and on the mobile phone as well. He receives discounts, he receives offers in his mobile phone, in his mailbox, etc. So it's a combination of animation activities to help and animate the community.
How have consumers reacted to it?
Yeah, for the consumers, it's a great improvement. Previously, they could only benefit from the loyalty scheme in the physical stores and using paper checks valid for a certain discount. And now there are plenty of other possibilities. They can also use them on the web. So this is also a big change for the consumers. But they still get their benefits of the discounts, and so this is also a continuity for them.
So what are the biggest problems that banks are facing? So I'm here in Vienna to speak with Bank Austria about customer loyalty.
Well, we are getting there, but now I think everybody is talking about big data and what would be the leverage that big data can offer in achieving really a 360-degree view of the customer. So it's bringing in new sources of data, bringing in unstructured data that we do not own, like data coming from social media, new types of data, location-based data coming from mobile banking. And I think if you ask me whether we are in control of the internal data, the answer is yes. If you ask me whether we can grow significantly by bringing in new type of data, the answer is indeed yes, and we're working on this. Customers are increasingly getting 24/7. We see they bank at night, they bank during the weekend, and they tend to just like leverage every micro moment to just like check their balance or do small transactions. But going back to what I was saying, the shift to micro moments is also a shift in getting more time out of our customers. So it's about being there when they need. So originally, digital banking services were mostly pool services. The customer has to go to our website, the customer has to log in into the internet banking or switch the mobile banking application on. The way we understand the shift is that we move from a pull to a push model, where we will see a growing number of interactions with our customers that are triggered by a message that is originated by the bank or by a behavior that is coming from the customer and a message coming from the bank saying, hey, what's happening? Hey, is this, you just made a transaction. Is it you? Or is this transaction the best transaction you could have made? So in this direction, being 24/7 is indeed paramount.
I asked Christian about the genesis of his SmartEngine platform.
We started off 5 years ago. We first focused on the Central Eastern European markets, Russia and Southeast Asia. There's growing demands on the Western European market and on the North American market as well. So in the meantime, we have global spread. In terms of the European markets, we specifically see that the countries are different. The market is quite diverse, and as a service provider, specifically to a competitive industry like the banking industry, you need to be flexible and you need to adapt to the local requirements. Apart from cashback, we also support coupons, digital coupons. The advantage being that as a bank customer, you redeem the discount immediately at the checkout at the merchant. And we also support points. Points provide banks with an increased, optimized way of building loyalty, because banks, first of all, can build coalitions of merchants where points can be redeemed. And we see that banks also start to add points to customers for shopping when they use other banking products, like a loyalty reward. So points become a really nice tool for banks to build a loyalty scheme in a much broader sense. In addition to cashbacks, coupons and points, we have an integration with merchants on SKU level. We see this as a mandatory requirement, but in particular for larger merchants, because larger merchants don't want to give discounts on all their products all the time. They want to give discounts on specific products or product groups. And for that, we need to integrate with their cashier systems and load product-related data. In our systems, merchants can run campaigns for specific products or product groups, and the rewards linked to these products or product groups are automatically redeemed like in a general discount mechanism. In terms of the European market, it's also important to understand there's different languages, so we need to support multi-language. We have multiple languages already set up in our system. We even support countries where multiple languages are being spoken within one country, like Belgium. In that regard, we also comply with European data privacy laws and regulations, which are specific in many regards compared to the US or to other markets. So as a service provider to banks in the European market or in the North American market, you need to be aware of the local specifics, and you need to be flexible enough in order to comply with these specific requirements.
What have you found motivates a customer to be loyal to Unicredit CE?
In Central and Eastern Europe, customers are by definition unloyal, and I really love it. Why? Because it's a good opportunity for us to learn a different way of doing banking. Our customers are, on the average, much younger, much more digitized than the average customers in Western Europe. They started banking pretty much at the same time when they started surfing the internet. So it's not like a Western European customer that started banking 10, 15 years before he had the first internet session, not even internet banking session, internet session, and the first internet banking session 20 years after, or 15 years after. In CE, customers are, by definition, looking at banks in a much more commodified way. And loyalty is something that is not taken for granted by financial players. So loyalty is the result of a hard work of staying relevant in the consumer minds on a daily basis, when customers are already used to go and surf for products online to look for better offers from different financial institutions around, through aggregators or through social media. So loyalty is the result of good products, the capacity to nurture the relationship through micro-interactions in a context where consumers are naturally inclined to be totally unloyal.
Back at Worldline, we looked further at the loyalty system in place. How have consumers reacted to it?
Yeah, for the consumers, it's a great improvement. Previously, they could only benefit from the loyalty scheme in the physical stores and using paper checks valid for a certain discount. And now there are plenty of other possibilities. They can also use them on the web. So this is also a big change for the consumers. But they still get their benefits of the discounts, and so this is also a continuity for them.
How does this link in to the multi-channel approach to the customer and customer loyalty? How do you link in with multiple varied channels?
But that's precisely the innovative part of the project. It's that now you can collect your points in all channels, and you can also burn them in all channels. And that's the new part, which the consumers were expecting, in fact. Because the consumer, he wants to decide himself where he wants to buy his goods. And he does not want to be forced to go to the physical store to get his point on his purchase. And so he wants just to have the same service, the same advantage, whatever the channel. So this is for sure one of the most important part of the loyalty scheme in its innovative part.
So how do you link up across sort of a mobile device and a web browser, and then even on the sort of social channels?
So when you have your points and this shop, is it a physical and e-shop or whatever it can be, is also in the network, then you can burn your points because it's the same platform, all that is linked, and the merchants, wherever they are on their physical shop or e-shop, are linked in the platform, and the cardholder or the consumer is also recognized in the platform. So that's, from the technical point of view, it's completely seamless. It's completely integrated.
Can you tell us a little bit about the work that you've done with Worldline in Benelux?
We provide our platform to Worldline. Worldline uses our platform to build a loyalty system for the majority of the Belgian markets, involving merchants and banks on the other side. SmartEngine typically is a service provider, so we have a state-of-the-art software platform which we provide to banks or to the payment industry as a software as a service, we call. In that regard, it's investment free. There's very little risk for banks to start our service. We also recommend to start it small in pilots with a certain set of customers at the beginning and a few merchants at the beginning to really test and adopt the service to the local requirements, what fits best to the bank. We are very flexible commercially as well as from a technical perspective. All we do, our apps, our web portals, our internet banking integration facilities, features, they're all branded for the bank. So SmartEngine is a service provider in the background. To the outside, our program end-to-end looks like a bank program or the program in that regard of Worldline. Worldline had a loyalty program for a couple of years, which is called Spar and Pluk. This loyalty program was based mainly on paper vouchers being sent to bank customers. They were looking at a more up-to-date digital way of providing these rewards to customers, and that's why they came to us. What we did is we built the whole platform, technology platform, in order to run the rewards, the merchant deals, the coupons, the points in a digital way, cross-channel, omni-channel, consistent across all the channels. Since beginning of this year, the new platform is on the market, and we understand it's adopted very well, and it's appreciated by the customers and the banks participating.
So after seeing what this approach to loyalty has done with Worldline, what can they do for a bank, and what should a bank's goal be?
The goal for a bank in a digital age is to stay relevant in consumer minds, is to shift from the macro events to micro events. And companies like SmartEngine do play quite a crucial role in having the contents to serve to our customers in these micro moments. It would be just like leveraging every opportunity we have to talk to our customers to come up with a relevant proposition. By relevant, I not only mean relevant from the point of view of selling a financial product or a financial service, is to create something that an opportunity that the customer may feel relevant on its own right. So this is why we find what SmartEngine has to offer very relevant for our future development of the digital franchise.